Thank you, and General, thank you for your service. And Mr. Chairman, thank you for your service, too. You know, it's not hard to understand how my friend from West Virginia could have the view that he has, and I must say that I disagree most vigorously with the point of view that he is just that he's just set forth in his questions. I think it's remarkable, and I hope people listening today in the United States, on Capitol Hill, in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and any place where we have interest, I hope people are listening to the chairman of this committee, who I think made a profoundly remarkable opening statement, which I'd like to refer to. And frankly, I'd say to my colleagues who have a different view, there's a frustration on the part of our chairman that the American people haven't been given a balanced view about the success we've had in Afghanistan, and a balanced view about the American interest that we will continue to have, regardless of what the decision of this administration is going forward over the next few months. The chairman, in his opening statement today, regrets that a plurality of Americans believe that sending our forces to Afghanistan was a mistake. General, I don't think we should forget what happened in 2001. We went into Afghanistan by a virtually unanimous vote of this Congress. I was in the House of Representatives at the time. There was one dissenting vote in the House of Representatives, and as far as I know, Mr. Chairman, it was unanimous here in the Senate. Now, I'm not going to say that every decision that has been made since we went in early 2002 has been correct, but I do think it's remarkable, as the chairman has pointed out. A recent public opinion poll in Afghanistan shows that a large majority of Afghans believe that conditions in the country have improved over the last decade. While the American people are not being given the entire picture of the success story there, the Afghan people see it on the ground. And I think that's reflected by the vote of the Loya Jirga. Tell me, General, is the Loya Jirga some sort of elite group that represents only a section of the country, or is it pretty much of a cross-section? Enlighten the committee about how many factions and tribes and ethnic groups were represented by the Loya Jirga.
Senator, it was over 2,000 participants from all of the 34 provinces in Afghanistan. All the tribes were represented. I think it's fair to say it was a representative sample of Afghan leadership.
And what was their view about the importance of continued American participation and involvement in the stability of this region after this presidential election?
Senator, they unanimously endorsed the requirement for the bilateral security agreement and a continued U.S. and coalition presence after 2015. And I'd also point out that Loya Jirga, and most importantly would point out that Loya Jirga is representative of the sentiment of the Afghan people. We're at the lowest 67%, at the highest 80% in the polling that we have done support the bilateral security agreement and a continued presence. And one thing I'd also like to say, Senator, is that just 10 days ago I met with 9 members of the Afghan Parliament, basically the oversight committees of the Afghan National Security Forces, and I asked them what message I should come back and deliver when I came back to testimony. And they also, all of them overwhelmingly said, don't let one individual speak for Afghanistan. The Afghan people appreciate what the American people have done and recognize that their future here in Afghanistan is inextricably linked to continued presence.
And so it's not the view of the Loya Jirga and not the view of the polling that the United States has invaded this country, or that the United States of America wants to occupy Afghanistan over the long haul. That's not their view, is it?
Senator, that's not at all the feeling of the Afghan people at this time, and we certainly have no intention of doing that.
And I believe you mentioned in your testimony that this is a feeling of Afghan government officials, civil leaders, and that there's a growing appreciation of the coalition's efforts. Is that correct?
That's correct, Senator.
I just wish, and I have to underscore, I wish this message were getting through, and I have to underscore what our distinguished chairman has said on the second page of his testimony. Unfortunately, the American people rarely read about the positive developments in Afghanistan. Instead, the media focus almost exclusively on negative incidents, depriving the American people of the sense of accomplishment they would receive if they were given a balanced view. So I appreciate you being here today, General, to give us a balanced view, and I think maybe it may be incumbent upon us on both sides of the dais, not as Republicans and Democrats, but as Americans, to say the troops that have sacrificed, the American taxpayer that sacrificed over more than a decade, has resulted in tangible, positive accomplishments for the people in this region, and also that affect the American interest in a positive way. And I just hope we don't lose our resolve. I think we can decide as a body politic to lose this war nonetheless. We can do it if we try. But we are at the point of having a success, and if we don't send to the Afghan people a signal that we're abandoning them, that we're once again going to look another way and get interested in something else, we don't send that signal, we can have a historic partnership that can leave us there with a very small footprint, with the United States still looking out for its national interest, but doing as you so successfully have done, General, and your comrades, turning this fight over to the locals, but having us there as partners who are sending a signal that we're not going to forget about them once again. Thank you for indulging me, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, thank you for your profound statement, which tells the truth to the American people about the success of our troops in this area. Thank you.